In the ocean, there is a simple, brutal hierarchy. There are the things that get eaten, and then there is the killer whale. The orca, or Sinus orca, is a 30-foot, 6-ton tactical genius that dissects great white sharks and drowns blue whales. By every biological definition, they are the undisputed kings. Nothing hunts them. Nothing even challenges them. At least, that's the lie we've been told. Recently, marine biologists in the North Atlantic witnessed something that shattered the myth. A pod of orcas, in the middle of a massive herring hunt, suddenly dropped their food, went silent, and fled in a visible state of panic. They weren't running from a prehistoric monster. They were running from a dorky gray dolphin that eats squid, the pilot whale. The anatomy of the rivalry, Shaq versus Jimmy. To understand this, let's look at the tail of the tape. An average bull orca is 6,500 pounds heavier than a pilot whale, Globicephala. In human terms, this is Shaquille O'Neal being bullied by a kid from science class. Pilot whales have blunt, rounded heads called melons and lack the terrifying black and white war paint of the orca. They are designed for deep water sprinting, diving 3,000 meters into the abyss where their lungs collapse safely under pressure and their muscles, packed with myoglobin, store enough oxygen for high-speed maneuvers. They look like blobs, but they are the cheetahs of the deep, the power of the clan. Orcas hunt in pods, usually between 8 and 20 members. This allows them to take down massive prey. But pilot whales don't just have pods. They have clans. In the North Atlantic, it is common to find 100 pilot whales traveling together. When these whales hear the calls of an orca, they don't hide, they seek. They engage in what scientists call attraction to predator calls. Instead of being the hunted, they become the mob. They form a wall of meat, a phalanx that aggressively charges the orcas, slamming into them and screaming at them from every direction. Sound is everything to an orca. Their echolocation and sonar are so precise they can detect a salmon's swim bladder from hundreds of feet away. The pilot whale knows this. They are the most talkative creatures in the sea, and when 100 of them start yapping at once, they create an acoustic shield. This is acoustic jamming. By mimicking orca calls and overlaying them with complex vocalizations, they effectively blind the orca's sonar. Imagine trying to hunt in a room where 100 people are screaming through megaphones. You can't hear your teammates, and you can't see your target. Why doesn't the orca just fight back? Because of the apex predator paradox. To stay at the top, you must be physically perfect. A broken jaw or a deep muscle bruise from a 5-ton pilot whale ramming you at 20 miles per hour is a death sentence. If an orca can't hunt, it can't eat. Evolution has made orcas smart enough to do the math. Is a herring meal worth a career-ending injury? The answer is no. They would rather swim 10 miles away to find a seal that won't fight back. But the pilot whale isn't the only one ruining the orca's day. Enter the humpback whale, Megaptera novaeangliae. Unlike the pilot whale, which uses numbers, the humpback uses brute force. These 40-ton giants will travel from miles away at the sound of orcas hunting. They don't do it for food. They do it for spite. Humpbacks use their 15-foot pectoral fins, covered in bone-hard barnacles, as biological bats to shield seal pups and other whales. They are the neighborhood watch of the ocean, standing as a flabby, massive wall of flesh to stop the orcas from eating. The rivalry goes deeper than territory. Pilot whales have been seen trolling orcas for days, long after the threat has passed, just to bother them. They engage in kleptoparasitism, screaming into an orca's carefully herded bait ball just to scatter the fish. They don't even eat the fish. They just want to ruin the orca's hard work. It is pure biological spite. Interestingly, orcas don't hate everyone. The false killer whale, Pseudorca crassidens, is a direct cousin of the pilot whale and looks almost identical. However, orcas don't run from them. In some parts of the ocean, orcas and false killer whales have been seen traveling together and sharing food in multi-species superpods. This proves the orcasphere isn't a blind instinct, it's a specific beef with the pilot whale's aggressive culture. This conflict creates a cartography of fear. Massive black holes in the ocean that orcas simply refuse to enter. But as the Arctic ice melts and resources move north, these two species are overlapping more than ever. Orcas are already trying to adapt, experimenting with stealth mode by staying silent in pilot whale territory. At the end of the day, an apex predator is just a label. The ocean is governed by a deeper rule. You can be the king of the food chain, but if your dorky cousins are loud enough, crazy enough, and numerous enough, you're just another nomad looking for a quiet place to hide.